Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new action horror thriller, The Sound. And this is from writer-director Brendan Devane, and this is about a group of climbers embark on a dangerous climb that has been off limits for years. What initially begins as an audacious expedition transforms into a battle for survival against a force that toys with them. And this film, it's interesting because it has this concept, this idea of like this forbidden climb and this forbidden area, and they're allowed to do this, and it sounds very shady, and it's just like, well, what's going to happen to all of these climbers? And all these weird things start happening with these possessions and stuff like that. And it's really leaning into like the natural world and indigenous people, and you're having these kinds of ideas that feel kind of clunky and old and tired, kind of cliches. And after a while, like, one of the big selling points of this is like, this is a thrilling idea, like on the side of a mountain. And for so much of this film that's on the side of a mountain, it never really feels like it truly leverages that kind of experience because so much of it feels fake. And like you can tell, it's like they're not really on the side of a mountain because the visual effects aren't the greatest. And when you do, the film does lean heavily into special effects. They look kind of cheesy and campy when the film's trying to really deliver this heavier, more intense kind of feel, because this is not a campy film. It's supposed to be this intense action thriller horror film, and where those visual effects let it down, it isn't able to really leverage, hey, like, this is a climbing film, there should be a lot of anxiety about how high up they are. And, you know, so many of the characters here feel so interchangeable, and not many of them really stand out in an interesting way. So many of these characters act in the most inane and just like, well, you literally just saw something and you're just like, no, we gotta finish this climb. It's just like, if I saw what I just saw, I would have been running the other way. And you have to really suspend your disbelief in so many things for this film to really click. And it becomes frustrating after a while. And you have the likes of like William Fichtner and Kyle Gass, oddly, who pop up in these small roles, and they feel pretty authentic. They're veteran actors. A lot of these other performers feel pretty flat in trying to bring these characters to life, and many of them just feel interchangeable, and then you don't have stakes. Like, do I care that these things are happening to these people, when the best that I could connect with is like, it's a human being, so that's the bare minimum. But like, I don't really connect with these characters, and some of them are kind of insufferable, and you're just like, I'm kind of glad they're not on screen anymore. And it all kind of builds up to this point where it's oddly expected and so repetitive, and it really struggles to craft a thrilling narrative that keeps us invested. It has so many ups and downs and energy with clunky pacing and uneven results, and just delivers a film that leaves so much to be desired, especially when you had so much potential with its setting to really build some true horror and thrills. And it just kind of leans into, and I don't know if it's like a budget limiting thing, but it was never really able to make you feel the heights that it was trying to go for. But those are my thoughts on The Sound. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.